Yeah, it seemed pretty centered. So. So the next two lines is the downward three. The first two lines are just like the first two attacks of the 5 attack series. They're slashing lines. 1, 2. So 1, 2. Our third line is a vertical line that looks like this. If it went straight down on the true vertical, it would intercept our own leg, and this is obviously not something to do. So it rolls out to the side. It passes center line. The end of the stick passes center line here, and actually so does the hand. It's not very far past, but you can see where that oval passes the center. So 1, 2, 3. That's our downward 3. 1, 2, 3. The intention here is to give you 3 attacks on this upward series to deal with, just as natural attacks that are going to be coming in, however they're going to be coming in, but they're going to generally come in from an arc like this. So that's your downward 3. Primarily slashing attacks, though they do translate into the knife attacks. If I looked at this application, 1, 2, 3. This is how these would translate the other way. This way. 1, 2, 3. Mechanics don't change. It's one of the intentions of chambering all the way back here, is that it gives us the same mechanic on that downward as it does with the reverse grip on the downward. The next 3 is the upward 3. And I usually teach this with stick first, simply because it exaggerates the point of the stick and where the stick is going. So it starts out low, you crouch down, you're in your sort of sidestep motion. Here, the first line starts at a low hip chamber, comes up, ends up on your shoulder. From there it's going to chamber down to your left hip. Here, comes up. It's going to turn over. Here, this is your last one, your horizontal shot, as it comes across to here. And then we recover back to 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. So that's your upward 3 versus the downward. Will, you want to come in and we'll do the upward 3 versus downward 3? So for the upward 3 versus downward 3, he's going to start out coming in with that number 3 thrusting lines. I'm going to meet this with my number 1 attack here. He's going to try to cut the belly here, and I'm going to pass that by. Once I get past center line here, I'm going to try to capture here to here. He'll counter that by taking that off. Now his open line is here. I'll meet this with my number 2. Matching this line here. Again, if he cuts underneath, I'm going to pass it by here, and then he'll blow that off and re-enter. Meet it with the number 1. He'll take that off. I'm going to capture that number 2 and pass that by.
With your foot.
Obviously, if I get this trap, this isn't something I want to let go of. That for the purpose of the drill, any of these traps result in areas where we want to take advantage of it. But for the purpose of the drill, we will continue where we're going. Obviously, there's applications and entries here that I could get into, but again, later when we decide to break the drill, we'll break the drill. But right now, for the base learning of it, we're just getting in here and passing. Again, there's opportunity and application in here for different things.
That was a good shot.
Okay, so that's the upward 3 versus downward 3. I'll talk a little bit from my side, from the reverse of it, just what I'm looking for as the attacker. So as I attack in here, on this interior series, my good number 3 line here, as soon as he meets, I want to duck, and I'm trying to race under here. the idea here is that this is the better defense versus, say, an outward block or an outward defense here. If I get here, I'm almost always going to outrun him to the body there on that fainting shot. A lot of this is just draws. I get to here, boom, and I'm gonna, if I can get under that elbow, I'll win that race. If he has to insert that arm there, then he will replace it with that as soon as possible to get to here. Now as I tuck underneath here, as we get to here, he's ducking, he gets his gut out of the way, and as soon as he passes center line, he's going to get control of this arm so that he doesn't lose this anymore. Here, I take this off here, and again, for the purpose of the drill, I'm going to chamber, make this a longer motion than would happen in life, but as I re-enter. I also would let go of that trap. Again, not something I'd want to do, but for the purpose of the drill, we'll restart here, and now I'm going to duck underneath, and he's going to trap me here, and I'll take center line. Hey Xander, can you do me a big favor and stand right over here? Thank you.
No, Xander, come here. Xander, come here. Come here. Over to me. Show me. Show me. Come on. Show me.
Once we get used to this, the 2 and 3, or the 3 and the 2 attack lines, we add in the number 1. And all this doesn't change anything, except as I thrust, he's going to sidestep out of the way, and then after that, the trapping series remains the same as if this was the number 3.
See how you do this? Oh, very good. That's very good. Daddy, teach you that?
And that's all that series is.
No.
So
Xander,
we
come
now have
back here.
upward 3 versus downward 3. That's good, Xander. You're good right there. Upward 3 versus downward 3. So, thank you.